Two dads and a Chaz putting trophies on the wall. Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads and a Chaz talking Green Bay Packers football.
We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Mostly gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air condition, cause it's bound to get hot.
Two dads and a Chaz, you know we live it and we live it right. Two dads and a Chaz, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides them rings and putting trophies on the wall.
Trophies, y'all.
Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
Welcome to Two Dads and a Chaz podcast, the Green Bay Packer pod with the Show 'em Boys Dad bod. However, this podcast is not for kids, as we use naughty language. So if you stumbled onto this here podcast by accident, kid, earmuffs. I am your host with the most, Chaz, a.k.a. the Wisco Kid. How you doing, bud? Now it's time to introduce the dads of Two Dads and a Chaz. This dad once ate an entire wheel of cheese and 3 bottles of champagne with Michael Bublé at an event called Cheese and Bublés. He is the Drake of Bake, for goodness sake. He puts the dough in dildo. Let's give it up for Tyson.
It is hard to find fresh dill these days. Thank you, Chaz. I appreciate the wonderful entrance, but we find a way to make that dildo. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming out, Two Dads and a Chaz. It's fucking playoffs week, guys. Playoffs is here. We're in it. This is a playoff game. I hope you are ready for a playoff episode. Thanks for coming out.
Look who's here, y'all. He sees you when you're sleeping. Oh, yeah. He knows when you're awake. Boo, boo, boo. He knows if you've been bad or good. So go ice fishing with him on the lake. Woo. He puts the muscle behind the shovel. In foggy London town, he's known as the posh plower. Oh, yes. The Sultan of Salt. Let's hear it for Ty.
Chaz, thank you. Awesome introduction as always. Dads, Chaz, Packer fans worldwide. Great to be here. Absolutely right, Tyson. Playoff football. We played it last week and we're looking forward to it again this week. Regular season got shortened. It's all playoffs from here on out, guys.
This dad is just a small town girl living in a lonely world. He took the midnight train, going straight to the culty Hellfire Kitchens of Epic. You know him as Nigel Flurm. We know him as the Porcelain Prince. Give it up for Aaron Mayhew.
Thank you, Chaz, as always. I'm jazzed, genuinely jazzed that it is one game away from the playoffs. Winning in football. It's been a long season, culminating in a way that I could not have predicted in my wildest dreams. And to be able to break it down with you fine gentlemen is a true pleasure. So let's get into it.
And now, our distinguished guest. In Madtown, his dreads have their own street cred. He's the only man to ever show up to the Bulging Stallions Winter Football League wearing only workout shorts and galoshes, the president of the Freddie Griffith and the Sex Circus softcore porn fan blog, the Prince of Prince, Dave Peterson. Give it up.
Hey, thank you very much, Chaz. How's it going, dads? What's up, Packer Nation? Thank you so much for having me on. Let's get started here.
Let's get it going, dude. Talk about initial impressions of this game to come. And I like to start with the special guest, Mr. Peterson. What are your thoughts about this upcoming game against the Lions?
Well, I was feeling pretty good about it until a little while ago when I listened to their coach fucking talk. And now I'm a little afraid of the motivation that he might be able to conjure up in these guys. He might be able to get batshit crazy to come out of each guy, and they might be able to run headfirst through a brick wall. So I'm a little bit scared, but I actually think the Packers are playing complete team football. It took a long time to get this car tuned up, but it's ready to race, and I think they are going to win this one on Sunday.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gentlemen, I'm going to go down the line. Aaron, any initial thoughts about this game coming up?
Yeah, I think like Dave said, this team is just, it's unpredictable. Like, I don't know what to think about them. Like one week they look like a goddamn like a top tier team. The next week they might lose to a fucking, dumpster fire. And the coach just kind of reflects that too. He's all fucking emotion. The whole thing is just like crazy. And I'm not entirely sure exactly how I feel. We're playing strong football right now, but I think this is not the Detroit Lions team of old. This is kind of a new monster that we have to deal with. And I'm a little bit more nervous than I think I was originally thinking.
What about you, Ty? Initial thoughts? You scared? Huh? You scared?
My initial thoughts are these Lions aren't that good. I think they beat up on really soft teams, bad teams. You beat the Jaguars, but you beat the Bears by 1. You beat the Jets by 3. You beat us when we were down only by, 6? We didn't score a touchdown, but they beat us by 6. So I think the Lions are overrated. I think the Lions fans are excited because the Lions are good for the Lions standards. Like by Lions history, this team is one of the best teams they've had in years. They're 8-8, like gonna be 8-9. So like, I don't think they're the smoking hot inferno that most of the league has them as. I think they'll show their true colors on Sunday when we show up playing awesome football, and they are the duds that they are.
T-Bone, what are we walking into, Bubba?
Oh man, I really like that what Ty just said. That being said, I think it'd be foolish to underestimate this team, as we have so many times before. Let's not forget the Detroit Lions make a habit out of beating us randomly every few years, sometimes both the games, so I'm not going to say it's impossible that we would lose to them, but this scenario has never happened ever.
Right.
I can't look at this scenario where you have two teams with the same record, and these are the two teams walking into this situation at Lambeau Field. Like, okay, they're excited to be in contention. That's a big deal for them, right? They're just excited to be at the day, got a ticket to the dance maybe. This is exciting for them. We're doing it. Guys, we almost made the playoffs is a good season for them. For us, we're like, what the fuck happened? How did we end up 8-8? Who needs to get fired? We got to kick Rodgers out of town. We got to do all this stuff. Our reaction to that same record is like shame and dismay and like a mutiny on a level that they had to fucking change their plan because the fucking city was about to rise up and they knew it. So I have to say, like, they are, they got grit, but they're also stupid as shit. You know what I mean? And they don't know how to handle this situation. They've never been in this kind of pressure situation. They play indoors. I mean, I don't see this I don't think grit's going to be enough. And it's pretty cold to be swimming out in the ocean and drowning people as a Lion. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have to be, they're going to have to do it in the cold. I don't know. I don't see it happening. I think the Packers, even if it's a close game, are going to find a way to have history repeat itself and put these guys back where they belong in a constant rebuilding year with great hope that next year might really do it. That's my analysis. End of analysis.
Chaz, what are your thoughts here?
Well, no, it looked like every single person as I was looking on the screen for at some point, like their eyebrows or their eyes winced. I saw Peterson as soon as we started talking about Brett Favre. Obviously, we're gonna have time to talk about that. I saw you wince a little bit when we talked about, where the hell are we right now being tied up with the Lions. But the one that got me the most was Mr. Ty. And Ty, that is the fact that this is a home game. And you know what home games mean? That means that we need to talk about turf talk with Ty, because we all know what that we need to know what that locker room is going to look like for them this week. So I'm going to pass it over to you, brother.
Oh, they got the heat turned up. It's been chilly here, so they've definitely been having to warm that field nonstop.
Turn it up.
Probably the grow lights, definitely running the grow lights nonstop too. We got 4 hours of sunlight here in Wisconsin this time of year. So it's definitely teed up. I think it's a similar field that we saw last week But it's going to be colder. I think it's going to be a little grippier for both sides. I think we definitely have a smooth surface, but will it be like a skating rink? I don't know. I'm hoping not, but it shouldn't be too wet. The moisture should be down. I'm thinking this is a perfect January field as far as Lambeau is concerned.
As in no snow, no powder?
I don't think so. No, not even the residual. So we're gonna be clear sailing. I think it's flurries, but the field will be nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the Sultan of Salt right there. I'm going to move over to our guest. What do we need to know about the Lions, Dave? What do we need to know about, for instance, Jamal Williams? What do we need to know?
There's a lot.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up Jamal Williams because he is a player that I was pretty fond of when he was playing on the Packers. And I was sad to see him let go. I think we have a stronger group now than we had before with Jamal Williams. But I will say this. There's a theory I have, and it has to do with how you feel and how you project yourself and the way things go. Okay? So when Jamal Williams brings positivity, Jamal Williams brings attitude that's fun and family to your locker room, that's to me something you don't want to get rid of. And now Detroit has inherited that. I can see articles earlier in the season where it was like, oh, Jamal Williams is making his impact in Detroit. And it's just purely, dude, they're having fun. That guy is just a good dude and he's having fun. So that's where I was pretty bummed out to see him go. And that positivity is really contagious. Obviously, Ty did a really nice job putting in perspective is like, yeah, of course, they're going to get to 8-8. And that's really good for them. But we're going to make it a losing record on Sunday. But what Jamal Williams brings is this youthful, positive kind of like it's like a shot, and the fans all gravitate towards it and they think they're real hot after that. And there was part of that in Green Bay when he was here that I just loved. So the Lions inherited it. They're riding it. I don't think Jamal Williams necessarily is going to put up a crazy day and have awesome numbers, but I just feel like the reason why these guys are winning and having a good time is because they're having a good time in their locker room. And that's a big deal. So that's kind of my theory on Jamal Williams is, the Lions are finally having fun a little bit. And look at the Packers. Look at what they have when they have fun. Like Rodgers is twiddling the bass. They're playing the violins. They're hitting people straight on in the chest and having a good time. And I just feel like whoever kind of comes together as a family in the end, those characters, think of Super Bowl teams. There's always characters. They have their own roles. Think of the greatest championship teams. Think of the Bulls, They all had these unique people that came and played. So that's what I'm looking for right now. And that's what I'm seeing out of the Packers. I'm seeing a Nixon develop. We're seeing Jair come out. We're seeing Dylan hit people just so hard and run so hard in the cold. So when it's all said and done, I think the Packers are going to win. But they are up against a big opponent in Detroit this week, and I hope they don't overlook them.
I want to touch on that too, man, because I totally am in the same boat as you, Dave, in my love for Jamal Williams. I think he is one of the few guys in the league that just fucking loves football. Like he loves this game. It's going to need to get ripped away from him, and he cries a lot. That's what I learned from Hard Knocks. This dude is emotional. Fits perfectly.
Want him to cry, Tyson.
Yeah, no, he fits perfectly with Dan Campbell's fucking insane clown car of emotionally unstable steroid addicts. So he fits right in there. They're going to love everything he has to say. But more importantly, that guy is heart. He is really blind hope and love for the game. If it was a person, it would be Jamal Williams. That being said, you talk about how, the Bulls had different characters. The Bulls didn't have Jared Goff at quarterback. So I think that there's a major disadvantage that no matter how well he does, and I kind of hope he does do well, I hope he does well enough for them to realize he's the best player on their team while they're losing to us. Because if we just trounce this team and he doesn't play that well, he might not have his job might not be safe. You know, Swift is a faster running back. He should be the starter based on athleticism, but he doesn't got heart. He doesn't got grit.
Dyson, you're right on the money there as far as stats wise. If we're looking at yards per carry overall, Jamal's only got 4 yards per carry, which is just wildly average in the NFL. The thing is he's getting more carries than he's ever had his entire career, almost 100 more than any year prior. Meanwhile, just like you said, Tyson, DeAndre Swift averaging 5.9, more athletic, but not quite the same bell cow. Now, I want to make clear here, like, nobody wanted to let go of Jamal Williams. I don't think anybody in like the Packers organization, this was a clear save a little bit of money cut that we had to make. We gave Jones the bag. AJ Dillon was a much cheaper option behind him. I mean, everybody loved him. So it was hard to see him leave. Glad to see he's having success there. But I think what we're really looking at here, guys, is the high point of the Detroit Lions in general is their offensive line is nobody is paying any attention. They're top 3 in the league. They have 2 Pro Bowlers, center Frank Ragnow, guard Jonah Jackson, one of the best left tackles in the league, actually, in Taylor Decker. And then over on the right, they have Penei Sewell. This was a first-round draft pick 2 years ago playing right tackle. Basically, 4 out of 5 positions are not only high quality, but like elite in the league. So what do? They try to fucking pound the rock, and they protect Jared Goff, who badly fucking needs it all day long. And they manage to, honestly, boys, I'm looking at the scores throughout the weeks. This is a top 4 offense in the league that averages between 30 and 40 points. They've had some like downswings for sure. And I know, Ty, you talked about their first win against Chicago by 1 point. They also beat them last week by 31. So this team is capable of like throwing some fucking punches. You know what I mean? And I'm really curious to see how we kind of battle that, because our defensive line, the front, really solid last week, but it's been a little bit of an issue, you know, in weeks prior.
And this is their Super Bowl, hands down. This is the biggest game they've had in fucking, I don't even know how many years, 20, 30. This is it. And it's against us. And we are pretty much like, we're a Goliath to them. And we've done nothing but have their hopes get up on years that they beat us. And then it doesn't mean anything. And then years they thought they were good, we come in and just chop them down. So a lot of history to overcome. I mean, I think this is a good time to actually talk a little bit about why the Lions are terrible. I know it's culture and it's all that, but a lot of it's probably coaching too, right? I mean, let's talk a little bit about coaches. Dave, what do you think about Matt LaFleur in general as a coach? What are your thoughts? Because we've had nothing but a lot of stuff to say about Matt all year, and you're here. I'd be curious what your thoughts are about Matt LaFleur and his upper hand or lower hand against the Lions. Why do you think he would do well?
You know, with me and Matt LaFleur, it's such a roller coaster because I do like and respect him. I really do. Sometimes, though, he's just a doughy-eyed, just...
I'm here for the gangbang.
Are you here? Finally, he got to show up for the gangbang one time, right? Usually he just likes to fucking watch.
He came right away, immediately. He's like, I gotta get out of here, guys.
He's like, do you like that? Do you like this? Do you like that? You know, it's like, no, Matt, what the fuck? But you know what? The guy wins. Control.
He looks really good with clothes on, though. With clothes on, he's a good-looking guy.
Hang on. Are good-looking guys good for football?
No.
Ruin football.
Absolutely not.
We need ugly people. Look at, I'm wearing a Ray Nitschke jersey, for fucking God's sakes. The guy was hideous. And you know what?
The troll.
I know. But a beautiful heart. And you know, that's all it takes to be a fucking champion. So it's like, you know, what did Favre do? He's a good looking guy, and he brought a lot of people into the football that maybe shouldn't have done. So LaFleur is doing the same. He's like, I just love LaFleur. But when shit doesn't go right, LaFleur stands on the sidelines, and he just looks like someone just pissed in his Cheerios. He just stands there, and he kind of stares out with his lip out a little bit. And I'm really glad that we didn't have to see that during the Dallas game. I didn't want to see McCarthy give LaFleur the lip and the big eyes, you know, where he's trying to hide it. I hate that shit. But at the same time, like, he's in such a hard spot. He has to go in the locker room and try to pump these guys up. You know, these guys want someone that's going to go to the club and just dump a fucking pillowcase of ones on the fucking stage and make it rain. And LaFleur is not going to do that ever. Arians is going to do it. Tomlinson's going to do it. Fucking whoever the Bears have every time is definitely going to do it. Okay, Zimmer, who used to be the Vikings coach, he was going to do it. But we don't have a guy that's going to do it. Campbell will bring change to the fucking strip club. That's how strange that fucking idiot is.
I want to talk about Dan
He'll
Campbell.
dump fucking the penny jar all over the stage, and then the show will be over.
And then ask for change back.
He'll probably bring like the little machine that makes it like back into the rolls, you know, you get from Office Depot or whatever.
Yeah, I
That's
don't think you said you like Matt LaFleur and you respect Matt LaFleur, and I'd say I am neither of those things. I don't like or respect him, but I know he's really good at designing football plays. I know that. I know if you get this nerd in the lab, he can fucking draw up some shit that will take advantage of the other team's deficiencies, or at least be such a good unstoppable play that it doesn't matter what defense we're playing against. Like I respect that. But I listened to him talk, and that's where I'm like, ooh, so this Dan Campbell is the opposite of LaFleur. This is a type A fucking body of a wrestler, the mind of a fucking Slayer fan that's been headbanging for 25 years. Like, he is not a bright dude. I actually want to, if it's okay, guys, I want to play a clip. I don't know if you guys watch Hard Knocks at all, but there is, they were on this year, and the opening sequence of the whole show, what he opened the whole year with, and I'm just gonna play this on my phone because I'm not good at the screen sharing stuff.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I won't even say that I just couldn't find the link, but either way, it's fine. I got it here. But he spent a whole off season thinking about, how am I gonna address the team the first time when they meet me? You know, I'm gonna say stuff. I gotta really. So he's been thinking, he's been writing it up. Let's just hear what he has to say. This is the coach of the Lions, the anti-LaFleur, opposite side of the spectrum, Dan Campbell.
We'll push a little harder, and we'll think a little deeper and a little sharper. Like, to me, it means we'll play anywhere. We'll play on grass. We'll play on turf. We'll go to a fucking landfill. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass. It means that normally I'm 100%, 85%, man. That's all I need to beat you. I don't care. I will produce and win at 85%. You guys already know you're not going to be 100% until next March. This is the best you're going to feel right now. It's the best you're going to feel. The quicker you accept that, man, the better off we're all going to be. All right, now, there's a number of teams. As it equates to, just bear with me, the ocean, right? There's a number of teams.
Seems like he's getting emotional right now.
You gotta get the water to compete.
Cries a lot.
The number of teams, they are in the shallows. And they come in a hurry, man, and they are all over your ass. They're all over your ass, and they strike and move. They strike and move, and they're dangerous, man. You just got to get a hold of them, though. If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them. We got to be. That's who we have to be, because that's our domain. That is our domain. Because we'll tread water as long as it takes to fucking bury you. We'll go as long as it takes if we can, and we choose to. That's who we are. That's who we have to be. Now, it goes without saying, the teams that are dangerous in the shallows and the abyss are probably the top 4 or 5 in this league. That's who they are. And that's what we're working to. Last thing I'm going to say, I'm keeping this brief. The last thing I'm going to say is this. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. There is no light. There's a song Metallica has, No Leaf Clover, and it says,
Of course.
when it comes to the soothing light at the end of your tunnel, it's just a freight train coming your way.
Yep.
If you're seeing a fucking light, it's a freight train. Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
I have a question for you, Tyson. As you know, lions are known for their aquatic killing skills.
Yeah. And they love to swim
you-
deep into the waters.
Yeah.
And they're known for drowning their prey. That's what everybody knows lions do. They just got to tread water long enough for you to get tired so that the natural swimmer in this scenario, the lion, can drown that sea creature that's enjoying the shallows.
Absolutely.
Makes sense to me. This guy's so this is the brilliant mind. Now, first of all, do you think LaFleur's first address to the team? But though
Had
that was
Metallica
complete
references?
fucking
No.
nonsense. That was complete nonsense. But the delivery, with the backtrack, it makes you be like, yeah. But really, he doesn't. I don't think there's a lot of substance there. There's also an interview I heard with the coach of the Giants who talks about interviewing Dan Campbell and how he didn't hire him, because he was out of breath from slamming a chair around and freaking out in the room about what he was going to do. He started to cry and he's like, I don't know about
Seriously?
this guy. Yeah, he's a fucking lunatic, guys. He's a tight end. He's had a lot of blocking hits to the head. He's taken a lot of shots, Plus he's clearly, I don't know, man. He's still juicing it up. He looks like he's pretty cut up for a coach. So I
saw him doing burpees.
I don't see all this equaling a brilliant mind that can outthink and out-scheme Matt LaFleur or catch him with his pants down. I think it's completely more likely that they're going to come in here, try and out-effort us, try to out-passion us just like they did last time, and we are going to go ahead and scheme-wise completely rip their heart out and pop their bubble. And now they're actually going to have to be a better football team than us. They do have some guys that can play. They do have some serious people that I'm worried about. Jamal Williams. I'm worried about Asamoah St. Brown. I'm worried about that bizarre middle linebacker that seems to not be able to miss tackles. But what I'm not worried about is their coaching staff. I don't see anyone in the Lions that is like, oh, that guy's the future of the league. None of them. These are like ex-players. It's entirely ex-players that are just like, Dan Campbell used to play with you, so now you're a coach. That's how it works. So I just don't, I have a hard time when we look at coaches saying Dan Campbell is the reason this team is going to win. I think that he is the reason they play as hard as they play. And there was a time when that was enough to beat the Packers. And it was just like fucking a couple months ago. But at this point, you got to play with passion and you got to be good. And I'm afraid they only have one of those things, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I would agree, Tyson. I don't think he's going to out-scheme LaFleur. He's not going to outthink LaFleur. But
you might drown him.
Is a game of will. I'm going to impose my will on you, and I'm going to move this ball forward. And that takes motivation. That's what a coach is. That's the part I'm worried about. This guy looks like fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin, who came out of retirement. He's banging Gatorade bottles instead of beers over his head. And the crowd might, he just looks like kind of a fucking, he's off the hip, right? But like I say earlier, it's like, can you get this guy to run his head straight through a brick wall? Yeah. Well, that might be where he has his team at. And in the cold, that's what it takes. And if they want to get their running game hot, we're going to have a long day ahead of us. I don't think it's going to go that way. I want to go back to this. This is my gut take before, Mayhew fucked it all up, of course, as he usually does. But it's like, let me get the numbers into this. It's like, thanks, Aaron. But here's my gut is I thought they were just going to destroy the fucking quarterback the whole day. That's all I thought. It's like, dude, we're going to destroy the quarterback. Did you see Preston Smith shove Cousins at the end of the pick six?
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Did you see Walker like WWE that guy? That was a bad thing to do. But
not at all.
But it was also awesome.
It was amazing.
Campbell would have liked it. Campbell would have been like, that guy's got grit. I like it.
In real time, it looked bad. In slow motion, it was just letting him gracefully back down to the ground. So
with all of his weight behind it.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it. But what I'm saying is this. I just feel like as a motivator, this guy's there. He's definitely there. because he got a shithole team to 8-8. But they got to come to face reality. They play in a dome, and we're playing 3 phases of the ball. Period.
Got some
Whoa.
statistics to throw out here real quick.
No way.
First and foremost, becoming like a head coach in the NFL is like the most fucking difficult position to actually acquire, like job wise. I can't even fucking imagine. Like to even get to that point, like he's crazy as fuck, clearly, but you don't actually get to lead that many people, a franchise in the NFL with that much money without having at least some kind of a head on your shoulders. We can make fun of him. That sounds good. That sounds good. I get it.
Talk to the Bears about that. I don't know.
You try being a swing on Broadway. We'll talk about a hard
I'm
job,
just
but
saying there's some bad coaches, but go ahead, Aaron.
What I wanted to continue saying was that this is also the youngest team in the entire league. I went down like the roster. Every motherfucker on this team is like maybe 2 years in or a rookie. Like, yeah, he's playing with a bunch of fucking young, but he's like built something in his mold that is at the same record as we currently are too. So I just think we need to take him seriously is all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, Tyson, I'm really curious, a man this fucking crazy, what kind of car do you think this guy drives home from the fucking field?
I am so glad you asked because I feel like this guy's like still rocking the same Suburban his parents bought him before he left to college. And he's like, it still works. There's no reason to fix it. So I'm guessing like one of those two-tone Suburbans that had the line down the middle that like has the 4 rows of seating. It really stinks awful. Like fumes, like terrible fumes when you start it, and it's loud. It's not the muffler's broken. That's just how it sounds because it's really old. And he just doesn't see any need to replace that. And that's what he rolls in. What do you guys think he looks like he drives?
No, I like it. He's got a tape player and he's got the same Metallica mix he throws on every fucking morning on the way to the
There's a freight train coming your way.
Listen, I love that take. I think this guy drives a 2-door Yukon from the 90s. They're hard to find. The guys that have them, they hold on to them forever. So
I love it.
You're right. And if he doesn't drive, God, if he doesn't drive a 2-door Yukon, he is crazy enough to think that the Pontiac Aztec is something that is has value and could still be on the road. Because
I think a 2000 something Trailblazer, he seems like that, like the worst design of a Trailblazer. He like tricked it out. He's like, no. I like when they had the tall middle. And
the one that got recalled like 15 different times, and he took it in for all the recalls. He's like, now it's fine. Everything's good.
Yeah, dude, he's rocking like a 1978 Bronco, like huge mag wheels. Like the I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie Point Break, but when they get the wrong bad guys, surfers, and they're rolling around in that crazy Ford Bronco listening to Pantera, that version, bright orange, dice hanging, cocaine, all of it.
Ty, what do you think? What kind of car?
I think he's driving. I just want him so bad to be driving like my mechanic's car, like the car that was bought for like $120. He's extremely proud of the fact he put $87 into it, and it gets him to the stadium. Like a faded 1996 Nissan Sentra, no muffler. It's red, but it's got a blue door. No door handle on the passenger side. Like some pool cover over where the sunroof used to be. I hope it's just like the word, like the car that like he acquired it from the pizza delivery driver because the pizza delivery driver was not sure it was going to get him through another shift.
That's bragged about how he hasn't changed the oil in like over a decade and it's still going.
Yeah. Yep.
I like it. It's a good take.
I think we should flip the script here to the other coach. Now, we all know on hot summer days, Segway scooter is Matt LaFleur's choice to roll into the stadium. But once winter hits, what's this guy's whip? What's his whip of choice?
Oh, what kind of car does Matt LaFleur drive? God, that's so hard. That Honda Odyssey is a great pick.
You goddamn right it
little
is.
TVs in the back, and there's
Yep.
probably Cheerios somewhere, right? He's got to have it, right? Does he have a kid? I don't even fucking.
Oh,
know.
he's got to have a bunch.
Yeah,
He's
he's
got to
gotta
have
have
like a super hot wife, or he's gay. Well, something's wrong.
Well, you know,
That beard line.
the Dolphins coach.
Pretty
once
crisp.
fucked
It's
him.
pretty crisp. It would make a lot of sense, actually.
You saw the Dolphins coach say all that shit about how attractive LaFleur is, right?
That guy's
'Cause
fucking
he is.
hilarious. That
After
guy's
the
cool
game,
as
he
shit.
said-
I'm sorry.
He said he's so attractive. He's like a top. He's like his glasses. He's like, so it's Christmas. He's
That
like,
guy is like that
nothing
guy's like
stuffs my stocking more than looking across the field at old doe eyes, not crying and pouting about losses.
I
Getting
think he's
knocked off.
hilarious. I think that guy looks like the nerdy smart roommate you have that like is explaining to you why it's not his turn to do the dishes and has like a very thought out argument, you know. It's like, yeah, you're never gonna have sex.
He's like,
but
well, I
that's
use
cool.
paper plates, but they're sustainable because I grind them up in a. You're like, fuck you, dude. Fuck your experiments. Fuck you and your glass. I
Wild
got
accusations,
paint
Dave.
on your glasses.
Maggie, what kind of car does he drive?
Honestly, I feel like he might take the bus. You know what I mean? Just
Easier. Was whatever his wife wants to drive him in. He doesn't want to make any waves.
you're right. He gets dropped off like a kid at school. You
Yeah,
know?
he
He can't
does.
drive in the snow, right?
And she drives the Odyssey, a white
Thanks,
one with tint, because they're
Tito's
famous,
Samurai
guys.
Jack?
Well, fellas, something I did want to touch on here. We covered the offense, we covered the coaching. Defensively, just want to throw a few things out there for the fans that maybe have no idea who we're going against this weekend. Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 overall draft pick this year.
Yeah.
Wildly talented defensive end. Aside from that, it's a bunch of fucking no-namers. And I'm going to go down the ranks here, boys. As far as defense, they are in the bottom of almost every fucking category you could imagine. 29th in points allowed, 32nd dead last in yards allowed, 32nd dead last in yards allowed per play, 30th per rush, 31st per pass, on and on and on it goes. And yet they've still managed to hold teams at times, like, you know, they've held them down. Last week they had 7 fucking sacks against Chicago. I'm not sure that's actually like a trophy to take home. Tyson, you have thoughts?
They just tread water is the key. If they can just tread water with these guys long enough to just let them have all these points and catch all these yards, but we're still in it, you know, we could drown them in the end, just like a lion.
That's what I'm saying, boys. You add it up, we win in the trenches on Sunday, and this game will fucking take care of itself.
And yeah, Aiden Hutchinson definitely could kill Rodgers on Sunday. It could happen. Like, he's definitely a threat, but I can't look at what wins football games. Offensive line, defensive line, secondary, and in the playoffs seems to be pretty clutch. We got all that. Also, quarterback is the ultimate thing, measuring stick. They have none of the things. We have all of the things. How far can you get on one good defensive end, running back with heart who doesn't get a lot of yards, and a crazy fucking dumb coach? Like, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now? How is this a contest?
We got one thing that strikes me as I watch this Lions team throughout the season is how readily they use their trick plays. Like, they roll out like 3 like end of season need a miracle trick play.
A game.
They do 3 of those a game.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, how much time are we spending in practice doing the fun trick play because these guys are 21 years old and have an attention span of a gnat? They're just and like Dan Campbell's trying to keep it light and fun. Let's do the Statue of Liberty again, guys. Like, I think that that's like a signature of this Lions team, that is just, if you're doing that in practice, what are you not doing in practice?
I agree. We're talking about Jared Goff here, but we're talking, I can't reiterate this enough, guys. Behind Kansas City and Philadelphia, this is the number 3 offense in the fucking league. You know where we are? We're down around number 16. And you talked about what it takes to win in the playoffs, Tyson, offensive line. Also, number 3 in the league, ahead of our offensive line. They've got some makings here, guys. I'm just saying, let's take it fucking seriously.
Yeah. Jared Goff hasn't had a turnover in 500, 600 snaps. I mean, he's on a streak of not turning the ball over, which is concerning. I hope that comes to an end this Sunday, of course, but they are tight with the football, you know, at least from the quarterback stance. And Hopkins is good with the ball, and that's why they run him primarily inside the 5-yard line and only inside the 5-yard line. But I mean, he's broke Barry Sanders' single season touchdown record, which is hilarious. And I love that because anytime you can like scratch a legend of the dustbin, pretty awesome.
I'll Mason Crosby, same
Right.
technique.
I knew you were gonna say it.
So what's the name of that second round pick that's so good for them? The pass-
Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay, this is the guy. I thought he was a linebacker. This is the
No, he's
guy
a
I was looking at, and he looks pretty dangerous.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Do you
And
guys
I-
remember when the Badgers played TCU in the Rose Bowl?
Yeah.
You remember that dude with the armbands? He looked like he was like the Ultimate Warrior.
Yep.
Tim Tebow?
And he just was there every play, and he
Yep.
just was just disrupting everything. That's my fear with this guy. My fear is this dude's gonna line up
Gonna get some tassels.
and gonna seriously, because he's got the Stone Cold as his coach, right?
Mhm.
They shatter the
Over.
glass and they walk through the tunnel. It's like just WWE. It's what it is.
You know he's buying them playoff tassels right now. He's listening to the show. He's out. He's on Amazon. Be like, God, can I get it by Sunday? Oh, it's Sunday night game. I might actually make it in time. I just need to get these tassels.
Oh, it's a Sunday night game.
Yeah,
yes,
dude.
sir.
Oh,
No, it
Flexed.
sucks, right? I hate that.
that sucks. So wait a minute. Does that mean that the Lions will know whether or not they have a chance before they even play us?
They already know they have a chance.
There
Yeah,
is
Whoever
there is
wins.
no other scenario, Chaz. Winner of
No,
this
Chaz is
game,
right, guys. If Seattle
final spot.
Right. No.
if Seattle loses to the Rams,
Yeah.
then if Detroit beats us, they're in. So
Right.
they will know by the time if it's like do or die or if they have nothing to play for.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Jazz, this
No.
feels like a good spot to maybe pay some bills, huh?
Well, yeah, man, he was calling for it, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a moment. Thanks again, boys. Make sure to click and subscribe. We'll be back in just a minute. If you're looking for a fun-filled family destination this season, skip stunning Tahiti, say a bye-bye to Hawaii, and set your sights for the majestic, the awe-inspiring, the one and only Detroit, Michigan. Oh, no need for the Vegas Rat Pack. Just come here for the packs of rats. No need for waterfalls and whirlpools. Come here for beer waterfalls and drunken fools. Did we mention you can buy a house for $1? That's right, $1 for a house that looks like this. Or this. Even this. I'm interested. So book your tickets, and we'll even throw in, if you book now, a signed M&M tall tee for free. That's right, everyone from the 213. So, don't be an ass clown. Head to Motown. That's right, Detroit, where dreams go to die.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, God damn it. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Zombie. Everybody shut up. Don't laugh. No laughing. Shut up. Welcome back to Two Dads and a Chaz podcast. The Packer podcast with the Dad podcast. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
Travel neck pillow.
folks, I've actually, on a side note, gentlemen, been receiving correspondence over the last couple of weeks.
From a lawyer?
about-
Oh no.
No, I that's what I thought at first. Someone's to like, please cease and desist. But actually, it's from the lovely town of Shawano. Up there in the Midwest there, boys. They've been asking for a local guy to come on here and be represented on Two Dads and a Chaz. And only because I've received so many letters, and then it started to become personal emails. I don't know how they got the information. I'm gonna let them have this one. I'm just gonna go for broke on this. We're gonna throw it to a special guest today. This guy is apparently, and it has no last name. It just says his name is Shane from Shawano.
Yeah,
Wait, he's in the waiting room right now,
he hit our Twitter feed at
like hard.
it was 300 a day for that first week. It was a little out of control.
Dude, it was nuts.
Yep. We ended up blocking him, but I mean, we like passionate.
We
fans here.
stopped doing the tweets shortly after.
Somehow he created a font that was cut out pieces of paper from newspapers. So I don't understand. I never found that font, but he did. He did. So
Yeah.
That's the serial killer font, Tyson. Yeah.
You got to
Let me
get an app
see.
for that one. There's an app for it.
I think it was real human hair in the voodoo doll he sent me too. So
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen,
Well, how's it going?
Shane from Shawano. How's it going, Shane? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, you stupid fuckers, welcome. And I just want to say thank you so fucking much for having me on Two Dads in a Chest. I just love this podcast. It's changed my whole life.
Really? In what ways, brother? I mean, we're always happy to have a guest, but can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm from Shawano and my name's Shane.
Oh,
I just getting comfortable now. It took a second. I'm a little starstruck. I'll be honest with you, Chaz. I'm fucking starstruck by you. You are, to be honest, I think you're the top celebrity in Wisconsin behind Crystal the Pistol Goldman. She's the number one celebrity, and then there's Chaz. Okay.
He's no Gina Della from Pella, but he's pretty good.
Jesus.
No, Gina Della's got a face for radio. She looks terrible. Didn't you know? Have you ever seen Gina Della? There's a reason you don't put her on TV. She's like, buy new windows every fucking 6 months. It's like, I just bought new windows. Why do I need to buy fucking new windows?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that one.
Hey guys, listen. I love the pack, and let me address this. I have an uncomfortable. I have almost. It's truly unhealthy how much I like Chaz. Okay, I'll be honest. Chaz, you are a beacon of hope in a world of darkness. You're chiseled from stone. You are literally like a bodybuilder. No, it's because he's just when he answers questions on Doodads and Chaz, I just click the likes and I smash the like button on YouTube every time.
I've been wondering who's been liking and unliking the same video over and over and over and over.
It's because I'm trying to get you guys content shared and put you on the big stage. I'm doing what I need to do to get Two Dads and Chats to the next level. You got Jason Wilde, he's just sucking up all the airtime. It's like, come on, get the fuck out of the way, Wilde, stupid fucker. What the fuck's wrong with you? You're riding Tausch's coattails, you fuck. Kitty, hang on, let me get a little chew down. Oh yeah. So listen. Okay. Secondly, we've already talked about Chaz's godly body and his chiseled looks, and he's just Chaz. You could go solo. I don't mean to diss you, dads. I love you guys. Chaz, you could just do whatever you want. Listen, ESPN's tanking, and they need somebody, so just get on it. Okay. Tyson, where the fuck is your wife? She's hot. Put her back on the show. Goddamn, how many weeks do I gotta wait? It's like, I want to hear about the kicker. Last week, the fucking kicker, he missed every fucking kick. Cato didn't say shit about it. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to fucking do if Cato ain't coming out talking to me about how shitty the kicker is? He's terrible. And he fucking shanked one way, then he put him on the other way, and he fucking shanked it again. And I was like, you stupid fucker. Put it in the middle. I don't even like the Vikings, but I felt bad for the little fucker. Okay, here anyway. Thirdly, I saw some text messages that were sent over to me. They were screenshots. It's from this pale guy here, Porcelain Boy. What the fuck? What you got against Aaron Rodgers? He's a golden goose of the fucking NFL. It takes a while to get the car tuned up to get it going on the track. And shit don't happen over fucking night. You gotta go. You go to the bar. You talk loud. You go and you lose to the Jets. Okay, you lose to the Lions. That's rock bottom. The next 3 weeks, it don't matter because it's fucking deer hunting. So what are you watching football for anyway, you stupid fucker? You should be out in the woods killing shit. And then after that, it's playoff time. And now here we are. And guess what? Ticket sales have been down. And now here they are, 75% up. I thought about taking my fucking kid because it's like, well, okay, child support payments kicked in. I got a little bit of extra money. And you fucking get on the road, get the kids going. Now they made it a night game. It's like, okay, well, his bedtime, I don't have one for him. He just falls asleep wherever on the floor, you know. It don't matter. I can't take him to the game. It's like, how am I supposed to get drunk? What, are we going to pay for an Uber to get back up to fucking Shawano? You know how expensive that shit is, stupid fucker. So anyway, oh, God damn.
You gonna open that fireball?
No, because guess what? I can't.
He's saving it for the drive home, Tyson. He's saving it for the drive home.
I don't know why you guys laugh.
I mean,
You know, I'm your super fan. I'm the number one guy. I check all the likes. I do all the things that you guys want. He's like, oh, buy this, do that. I got backdoor security. Guess what?
I know you do.
I know. My ass is still not covered. It don't matter. Just don't. Anywho.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give it up. Big round of applause. We want to thank our number one fan for stopping in. We're definitely going to have him back. Shane from Shawano, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for him.
Dang, wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'd like to say something, you know, and the Mount Rushmores of sports analysts, you know, you are one of the top. I would just put you on there. And I'll just ask, I'd like to pose a question, you know, if a journalist keeps a journal, what does an analyst keep, you know? It's a fucking anal. I don't mean to just ruin it, you know? And that's why the pale guy is an analyst for sure, you know? He's got this anal all day, you know?
Shane from Shawano, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, well done, Shane.
Go back, go.
Go Pack, go.
Back,
Go back, go.
Good bet, Midwest. Goodbye.
Cheers, Shane. Pleasure having you on.
Hey, thanks for
coming
having me
on.
on. You guys go Pack. Let's see you in the playoffs. Let's go.
Two dads and a chance, putting trophies on the wall.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the fourth quarter, I do have to ask one more thing, and that is about the score. I'm going to keep going here. Ty, give me an idea. What do you think this final score is going to be? Because I know you wanted to change your answer from the other day.
I did, because I thought about it a lot. And I thought, are these Lions different than years past? And I thought, no, they're still going to make just a slew of terrible penalties in the third quarter. There will be a turnover, and these Packers are so hot. I'm going 38-17. Packers.
38-17.
And 10 of that for the Lions comes in fourth quarter.
Dig. Mayhew, you got any thoughts on that as far as score?
I do. Throw a few more numbers at you here. We are 4.5 point favorites as far as Vegas is concerned. Over under is 49. I think it's gonna be a battle. I don't see any team like pulling away too quickly. I'm gonna go 27-26. The Pack. It's gonna be tight. I don't know how it's gonna play out, but that's how I see it.
Dig it. Tysonogen, what do you think, Bubba?
I don't know, man. Aaron's got me thinking a little more about how this team might be a good game. So yeah, I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna change my answer from what I said the other day, and I'm gonna go 32-27. And I think that they're gonna be up by 3 with minutes left in the game, or like under a minute left in the game, and we're just gonna manage the clock and get a touchdown. And we're gonna be up by 5, and they're not gonna be out. That's that. And that'll be the end of the game. And then Jared Goff's gonna get that interception that he's been waiting on.
Shattered dreams. I love it.
He's overdue.
I just want to say I received literally a text just now from Sean from Shane from Shawano, and he said, "I'm with you all the way, Chaz. Double down on 97-2." So I'm gonna stick with it, 97-2. If Shane's believing in it, I'll believe in it too. What about you, Peterson?
This is just what I expect out of that guy. I will say this. I think that the quarterback is going to put the ball in on the ground once. I think he's going to put it into our defender's hands once. So we'll get 2 turnovers off of him. And I think it's going to be 26-17.
Oh.
I think that last little 7 is going to be kind of junk, like Ty's saying, and it's going to be convincing. And we're going to feel good about the way our ground game is going.
Absolutely.
Chaz,
What's up?
it's Big Dick Day time, my friend.
Mm.
Who's gonna have
Yeah,
that
we-
Big Dick Day?
Guys, who do you think is gonna have a big dick energy day? Aaron? Yeah,
For me, he's been a little bit quiet since he came back from injury, but I feel like Christian Watson gets all the attention, spreading the ball around. I'm feeling like it's a Romeo Doubs
Oh, that's a good call.
kind of day. It'll be like a quiet, like a 6 or 7, but like for like 93, maybe a TD, like a difference maker. This guy, I fucking love his game, and I think this might be the game he breaks out a little bit. Also, I just want to mention too, as far as practice today, guys, Aaron Rodgers was the only fucking player to sit out practice today just to kind of rest his knee. We are fully healthy rolling into this week, which is fucking rare in the NFL. So just want to put that out there.
That is a great point, and that leads to my big dick energy player of the game. He's also been quiet and slowly healing from injury, but I think we get a full dose of showtime this week. I think he has a breakout performance. He's under the lights. He loves the attention, and he is going to run all over this Lions defense.
As far as my big dick player of the day, I'm going to piggyback on kind of what Reese said the other day because it's just been sticking with me. And that is going to be, not that I don't think we're not going to have some amazing plays on both sides of the ball for us, but I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be Mason Crosby with a dinger for the win. I just have a feeling like that old goat's going to get put on it with, 4, 5, 7 seconds left in the game. But I'm not worried about it at all, considering what we saw the other day. So I think when the game's on the line, he can do it.
Someone's got to say Aaron Rodgers. God damn it. Someone's got to say Aaron Rodgers. And if no one else is, I'm going to say it. 'Cause Aaron Rodgers is going to have a big dick day because, regardless of his fucking pastel blue yoga shirts and his fucking fancy new haircuts and his way that he pontificates to the media with a wonderful vocal cadence of a beat poet, this guy still, when he wants to, can probably play better than anyone else on the fucking planet here and there.
Thank you.
And he also made that throw. Nobody talks about it, but that throw he made right at the beginning of the game again to Jones, that fucking roll to the right, and he rocketed that bitch. That was a sick throw, and Jones didn't catch it. But if he had, that's a whole that again. He makes these plays, man. He still can, and really, it's on him having a good day, and there's no reason to assume, just because he sat out all week with a knee injury, that he's not going to feel great on Sunday and have a wonderful, day. But I will say, I'm a little concerned if he's not going to be running, because that has been very helpful. That he's been willing to manage the fucking game, manage the clock, used all that wisdom that he's got to put us in a very safe position and run the fucking ball his goddamn self when the sea is parted and he sees, I can easily get, a fast player can get 40 yards. I should be able to get at least 8,
Tyson, I'm so glad you brought that up. As far as like game-changing plays last episode, we left that one out. That was like some vintage, like the play fake, what he did. He manipulated the defense, got into the end zone. It was fucking good. And actually, you know what? I'm going rogue here because Peterson, let's talk Aaron Rodgers. Let's dig in. Let's dig in, boys. Here's what it is for me, okay? And I've been waiting to bring this up for a while now. I found out about 4 weeks ago in an article that the offense would break up basically meetings wise and not actually watch film together in any fashion. Weeks 1 through 12, we were fucking shitting the bed. We couldn't get anything going. And that's what we've done before because it makes sense. It's like, are you going to put 30 people in a room to fucking hash things out? Probably not. If things are running efficiently like they have in the past, receivers, maybe they're with the quarterback, so on and so forth. But in week 12, once they all got into a room cohesively and started talking, we ripped off win after win after win. We found an offensive identity. Now, part of that for me is like coaching. Why are we waiting till week fucking 12 to figure that shit out? But if you're Aaron Rodgers and you're coming in knowing that your receiving core is like a bunch of rookies plus Randall Cobb, and you got Allen Lazard, and dude, he's like an 18-year vet. I don't expect him to be there for like mini camp necessarily, but it's like, dude, if you fucking care, and this is like maybe your last dance, yeah, Dave, I expect you to fucking come in. And if you're making $50 million a year, and some of like the moves that he makes, like not throwing the ball away, calling out his receivers on the field, fucking body language, all these things culminate to, I'm frustrated by him. Do I love him? Absolutely. Dude, we owe this man a debt of gratitude. But at the same time, come week 7 or 8, he was giving me justification to be like, I don't know. I'm kind of curious about Jordan Love. I don't think that makes me a fucking fair weather fan. I think I'm a realist and my expectations are really fucking high. And I'm going to pass the mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well said.
take it.
I'll
Dave.
take that because here, the only time Aaron Rodgers ever won a championship was when his back was against the wall and nobody believed in him, and he had the right chip on his shoulder, and that's what we got, I think, right now. Before, look at the next year after the Super Bowl team. We went undefeated almost, and then we lost to the Giants, and then we went and lost to the Niners in the playoffs. And then we went and lost to, Atlanta, which we never deserved to be against them. And then we lost to the Niners again. And we lost to, right? And it's just like, strong team, lose, strong team, lose, strong team, lose. This guy needs to be backed up against the wall like an animal in a cage with nowhere to go. And he will fuck you up. And it will be amazing and beautiful. And the ride was beautiful. You said it earlier before we even started talking, and I'm glad you brought it up, was that Atlanta game on the playoff run to the Super Bowl. That was a whooping. They whooped us earlier that year. We thought we were going to go in there. It was scary. We whooped their ass. In the first quarter, we whooped their ass. It was over, dude. We whooped them. So that's what I'm seeing again. We don't need number 1 seeds. We don't need home field advantage. We don't need all this stuff. All you need is someone who manifests positivity. And that's where I go to the Jamal Williams effect, right? Dude, he just broke down the bass. He, the team did the orchestra. Dylan was the maestro, and they broke it down. And here's Rodgers slapping the bass like Lisa Turtle. And that's a reference to they
Nice.
motherfuckers.
Nice fucking reference, bro.
Because she slapped it high, okay? And so did Aaron. Anywho.
Dave, it's well said. It's well said. Let me ask you this. This is to the entire group here. The past, let's call it 5-6 years, we have made it successfully NFC championships, deep into the playoffs. But in your opinion, in the fucking biggest moments of games, when we really needed someone to maybe put the team on his back, this guy, in my opinion, I see fear in his fucking eyes. I don't see a guy that just completely leads and overcomes. I see a guy that I don't know if he fucking has it anymore. And I've said it the past 3 years in a row where I've kind of lost hope once we get to that pinnacle. When everything's going fucking right, yeah, he's a great goddamn quarterback. When things are going wrong and it's fucking fourth quarter and you need to make it happen, I question him.
I wonder if he's at a point in the year, in the everything else, that he's just like, fuck it, I'm willing to run. I'm going. I am that animal in the cage. No one believes in me. I'm about to wash out of this fucking league, and I'm going to have to do all this work in the offseason. And I was planning on ending this year retired. I wanted to finish on top, win a Super Bowl. I manifested that. That's what I was planning. So I'm going to do whatever it takes if this is my last year playing football. So now he's willing to run. Now he's willing to do a quarterback sneak. Now he's willing to do physical stuff that he could have done in those NFC championship games. He could have done in those big playoff games, but he had something to protect. He was worried about other stuff, maybe, I don't know. and it feels like Rodgers is like, I'm doing things the way I've done it because this is my last year. And that's what I keep coming back to, is that I feel like everything that's happened this year and the way that it rolled out and the way that it is all makes fucking perfect sense. If he is communicating and saying you cannot tell anybody or we're done forever and I'll make this terrible, but like, this is my last year as a Packer. So this is what I'm gonna do it this way, and that's how it's gonna be. And they're like, heck yeah, there we are, Aaron. We're not pulling ranks. Like, that's why it feels like he's running the fucking team, because at this point, I think he is. You know what I mean?
Jazz, do you have feelings on Aaron Rodgers?
I hope he does well. Other than that, I'm just happy to see that the things that have changed that I was hoping for are just those 3rd and shorts, 4th and shorts, and we're not going for 15 to 20 yard bombs. When we were just able to just fall forward and get first downs, I was happy enough. But it seemed like we went straight from that to our defense kicking ass and taking names. So, I mean, I'm just happy for W's at this point. You know what I mean? If we get a W, I don't care who gets the points. I don't care how we get the points, as long as we get it. And that's it.
What Chaz just said has a ton of truth and merit, and the reason why is because we care so much about stats, and he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Oh, the stats, though. The stats. He's the GOAT. All this bullshit, okay? It doesn't matter. The stats that matter now and the stats that mattered in 2010 when you win a Super Bowl was W's and L's. It doesn't matter. When he doesn't have a top 10 defense, he has to do all the work. Have you ever worked somewhere where you know what the fuck's going on, but nobody else does? It's misery. And that's what's going on a lot of the time. Look at all the breakdowns. He wasn't on the field when Colin Kaepernick fucking gashed us. He wasn't on the field when the Eli Manning and in Green Bay, I was at that damn game, beat us. We were 15-1. He wasn't on the field when all that happened. What we need is Nick Collins, Clay Matthews, BJ Raji. Like I say, the characters, the cast, the guys that are above and beyond, they have their own chiseled out. You know, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing Jair Alexander is chiseling his own self. He's got the big ass hat. He's fun. He's got the fun factor, right?
Right?
Don't call me good, motherfucker. I'm great.
He's got
What kind of fucking shit is that?
But it's not as annoying as Richard Sherman. That guy's annoying. I don't like the way he called out like Crabtree and all that stuff. I don't like that. That was
I fucking loved it. That was hilarious. Are you
yeah, I
kidding
thought
me?
that was like to me, that was like, we already know you did it. I watched the game. You don't have to tell me about what you did. I fucking
Right.
watched you just drop this guy. So to be like, he's trash, it's like, goddamn, you just cheapened your brand. That's what I see a little bit. So for me, it's like, this team, look at last week. It was so awesome. They beat the Vikings ass, dude. Besides that blocked kick, they beat their ass.
They held,
It was
as soon as they held him to 3,
It felt good. It felt good enough where I started making memes and sending them to the Porcelain Prince. Okay. That was good.
I gotta get me some of those, buddy. You gotta start sending those up. But ladies and gentlemen, I've got to close the book right there on Big Dick Day. But now I am gonna move us on to favorite Packer moment. And again, here at 2D&C, we like to keep it to the guest when we have one. So Peterson, do you have a favorite Packer moment? I hope you got one you can think of.
I do. I'll say this. One of my very favorite Packer moments, really quick, was already touched on this season by Aaron, and it was that Giants game to start the playoff run. We had an awesome time. It was amazing. But I will bring up this Packer moment. We have a friend. He has red hair. You've had him on the show, and he's not a Vikings fan. He's a Packers fan. And he invited me up to Minnesota. It was September of 2007. We were out at an establishment in Madison. It was around midnight, and I was asked, hey, we're going to leave to Minnesota in 2 hours. Would you like to come with us and go up to the Vikings-Packers game? And I thought,
Oh shit.
well, I'm out drinking at the bar. This is pretty irresponsible, but yes, I would like to go to the Minnesota's Packer game. And they said, well, Brett Favre's going to break the record tomorrow, so come on along with us. I said, all right, cool. So I tagged along with a super good group of dudes, and we cruised up to Minnesota all through the night. And I just slept in the back of the car and woke up to no tailgate at all, extremely mediocre everything. But we had a couple cocktails, went into the game. So in the backseat of this dude's car, he's got a couple spray painted numbers. He said, we're going to bring these in. Everyone can carry one number in. I'm like, okay, cool. There was a 4, a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 3. So we each held the numbers. And as Brett Favre scored the touchdowns, we held up 421, 422. Well, the whole time this was going down, my little flip phone was just buzzing. And it's my mom, who was in Utah at the time, in Salt Lake with my brother. And they're like, you're on TV, you're on TV, you're on TV. And it was like, oh, cool. And
How hungover do I look?
it turns out, yeah, Dan Marino did this big speech, and then they kind of faded into like us all holding up our numbers or whatever. But the reason why I bring up this is the group I was with, you had Teddy on. He showed up in a tie-dye and a bathrobe. He looked like the dude from
The Big Lebowski.
Yes. It was like spot on. It was like, I don't even have to put on pants today. Like, we're gonna take it. And they knew it. And so yeah, they won. And then a couple months later, when Favre retired, Sports Illustrated came out with this cool magazine about Favre, and there was a picture of us inside of that Sports Illustrated holding those.
That's awesome, dude. I've never heard that before. I didn't even know that.
Yep. So I have a picture of us all in Sports Illustrated. Ted, Mario, Cody.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, me and I'm missing one for Ted's little brother, dude.
Mm.
So either way, that was one a great Packer memory, dude. I'll never forget. Was going up to Minnesota and watching Brett Favre light it up, throw it to Jennings, beat Marino, and get the record.
Hell yeah, dog. That's a hell of a
one,
fucking
Dave.
memory.
That's
Hell
a
of a
good one.
fucking memory. We want to thank all of our listeners and subscribers here at Two Dads in the Chaz. We want to thank all of our guests we've had this season. We don't know how this game is going to go, but we at least have an idea. We have some hopes, some high hopes. We've had some wild accusations. We've talked about some Packer moments. I want to thank everybody for listening this season. I think this is like our 22nd episode. So big round of applause for everybody who's come and helped. Big shout out to Jigs for helping us with the song and all of our special guests. Yeah, we need to get Cato back, by the way. We need to start talking about some kickers. We like to end this podcast the same way with a hashtag. And the hashtag that was picked by the group this week was hashtag Detroit Suck City. So in a 3, 2, 1, hashtag Detroit Suck City.
Detroit sucks a dick. Cheese up on D. Cheese up on D. Cheese up on D.
Go back, go back, go back, go back.
Pack's playing.
Two dads in a Chaz, putting trophies on the wall. Two dads in a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads in a Chaz, talking Green Bay Packers football.
We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Most of gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air condition, cause it's bound to get hot.
Two dads in a Chaz, you know we live it and we live it right. Two dads in a Chaz, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides them rings and putting trophies on the wall.
Lombardi trophies, y'all.
Two dads in a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.